your favorite light-skinned dynamic. What up?
Over the last few years, listeners have been experiencing the rebirth of audio, with podcasts and radio shows being more popular than ever. And with the help of community radio stations like CHUO, many locals are being given the opportunity to create productions of their own.
Oh yeah, that's right, y'all. Bring your A-Game Radio, CHUO 89.1 FM. I go by the name of Dynamic, aka your favorite light skin.
Among them is Justin Gunderson, better known as Dynamic, a rapper and the host of Bring Your A-Game, a radio show and podcast focused on bringing exposure to Canadian artists.
Bring Your A-Game started about just over 10 years ago. I felt there wasn't enough platforms, across the country to kind of shine light on Canadian music. So Bring Your A-Game was born, Started with a blog, which is just bringyouragame.com, where people can go check out all Canadian content. So there's videos up there, mixtapes, that was well received. And then from there, I kind of took a hiatus from the radio game, then decided to do it in Toronto while I was out there in Toronto. With Bring Your A-Game, we did Bring Your A-Game, the radio show, for 3 years on CIUT, 89.5 out there. And then I had to move back to Ottawa. So I kind of brought Bring Your A-Game back to the hometown of where it all started.
Since then, Dynamic has expanded the brand to include The A-List, an annual digital compilation album that features only Canadian artists. He also launched the A-List Summer Tour and Who Got Game, a web series that allows artists to showcase their talents.
Rolling with the squatter with a blizzy.
Dynamic's goal is to use these platforms to boost Canadian performers, something he feels has greatly improved in Ottawa over the last decade.
When I was in Toronto, I had people from Ottawa coming up to Toronto to do the radio show. And now that I'm here, people are coming from Toronto to Ottawa to do it. So to be able to know that I can meet with artists and eventually one day bring them back to my show, or friends, and have them on the show is that's huge.
While it may seem as though the focus is on music, what Dynamic truly wants is to elevate his fellow musicians by presenting them with the very opportunities and tools he had to acquire for himself.
I think because I'm an artist myself and I know what's lacking. Growing up and starting with the music, I didn't have a manager. I didn't have, anybody to help me out with the social media. I didn't have anybody to help me out in the studio or help me write songs, So if I can be like that for somebody else coming up, then it's kind of like self-rewarding,
For Glue Magazine, I'm Mid Bony.